Hi kiddos, welcome back to City & County's Money Lessons for Kids. My name's Tori and you may have remembered me from a past video that we've done on Money Lessons for Kids. But if not, if you're new here, my name is Tori, like I said. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so happy that you're joining me because we have a very important money topic to talk about today. Credit cards. Before we dive into the topic, I want you to go ahead and grab all the supplies that you're going to need for today's lesson and activity afterwards. The first thing that you're going to need to grab is a pair of headphones, especially if there's anyone around us that doesn't want to follow along or listen in. The second thing you're going to want to grab is a piece of paper. And then the third thing is a writing utensil, whether that's a pen, a pencil, colored pencils, colored markers, whatever you'd like to write with works just great. Once you grab all the supplies, come back, hit play, and join me, and we'll dive right into today's lesson. All right, welcome back. And you have all the supplies that you need for today's lesson. Shout out yes or no. Do you have a pair of headphones, a piece of paper, and a writing utensil? If you said yes to all three of those things, you're all set and ready for today's lesson. Let's jump right in to our topic. As I mentioned, we're gonna be talking about credit cards, including what is a credit card, how does it work, and how do we properly use it? It's important that we understand everything about a credit card so that we can use it to our benefit. We want to create good money habits. And I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to watch all our other Money Lessons for Kids videos that talk all about the basics of money, including, what is money, where does it come from, how do we spend it. Those are all topics that we need to understand first before diving into credit cards, because those are the basics of understanding finances. Once we understand finances and the basics that go along with it, then we can jump into creating good money habits. And that's going to be the focus today when we talk about credit cards. So I'll help you through it, and we're going to talk it out loud together. This is going to be interactive, so I'm going to throw some questions your way. Are you ready? Awesome. All right. So our first question is, what is a credit card? I know I already said that earlier that we're going to talk about it, but let's start with the basics. Can you think about what does it look like? Can you describe it to me? What is the shape? What is the texture? What is it made out of? Shout it out for me. Good. Okay, so we know that it's a rectangular shape, it's plastic, and it's something that we swipe with. You may be seeing your parents use this on a day-to-day basis to pay for items. Do we think it's a magical card that you just swipe and it's free money? I mean, that makes sense, right? You're just swiping something. Where does the money come from? No, good. It is not free money. It is not a magical card. All right, are we ready for question number 3? You've been doing so well so far, so I think you can handle the next question. All right, so this is one that we're going to talk about a little bit more. But now that we know it's not a magical card that we just swipe and it's free money and we get this free item, right? So the money has to come from somewhere. And why do we use a credit card? Is this the only way that we can pay for items? Shout it out. No, you're right. This is not the only way that we can pay for items. So there's 3 different ways that we can pay for something. Can you shout them out for me? Good, I heard cash. Yes, that's right. I heard credit card, which we just talked about, and a debit card. You're right. So there's 3 different forms of payment, and each one has a different purpose. When you pay an item with cash, you give that to them, they give you a receipt, they give you, your change back, and then you can put the change in your piggy bank, right? With a debit card, it's also very similar, except for you have an account online. So it'll take out money out of your account right away. So everything that you're spending is money that you have already. Now the difference between a credit card, you're borrowing money when you're spending it. So when your mom goes and swipes that credit card, it is not free money. She is borrowing money from the bank that she has to pay back on time in order to be in good standing with her bank. If she does not pay it on time, usually within the month or so, there will be a fee called interest fee. So that's where it gets tricky. That's how we want to make sure that we're properly using our credit card when we have one in hand. That means when we're going to pay for items, we're only paying for items that we can afford. That means any amount of money that we have in our account, we're not going to pay anything above and over that because we don't want to owe the bank any additional money. I want to sum up what a credit card is. We talked about a lot today, including what does it look like. We know it's a rectangular plastic card, but it's more than that. It's not a magical item. It's not something that provides us with free money to buy all the things that we want. It's there as a tool for us to really take ownership in our money. We are in full control of our money. We know that we're only going to swipe that card for things that we can afford, that we have in our checking account. And then once we do that, we're gonna pay it on time. So to sum everything up, when we pay for things with a credit card, it turns into a bill. And then that bill is what we have to make sure that we pay ourselves on time by the end of the month. This is how you create good money habits. Once we fall into getting used to swiping it everywhere, anywhere, left and right for anything that we want, even if we don't have the money for it, that's when we get into trouble. And we want to make sure that we're being smart with our money, that we're making smart decisions and having smart money habits. So once you feel comfortable and confident that you understand the basics of finances, the basics of money, where it comes from, how to use it, how to save it, how to spend it, then I would encourage you to open up an account, a youth savings account. City and County has an awesome youth savings account to get you started. Get some money in there, save up, especially when you have money from your piggy bank, you can put it in there. And then once you hit that age where you qualify, where you're able to get a credit card, that is when you're going to make sure that you understand everything that I just talked about. But the main takeaway that I want you to take away from this is that we're not gonna borrow any money from the bank that we don't have. So anything that you swipe with that credit card, we're gonna pay it off on time and in full. We're not gonna pay the minimum. We're gonna pay the full amount on time by the end of each month. And it's not a scary thing. It's important to develop these habits. We have to do that in our everyday lives. All right, now that we have a full understanding about what a credit card is, how it works, and how we use it, we are all ready to end our lesson with an activity. I want you to take your piece of paper and your writing utensil and draw what your dream credit card would look like. I want you to paint a nice picture and then send it to social@cccu.com. We can't wait to see it. Thanks again for tuning in to today's Money Lessons for Kids, and we'll see you next month. Bye.